Bulls versus Florida, boys. I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'll let Dave collect his thoughts. I know Dave's going to have some data points that I will pick on. We've got 700 plus in here, boys. Keep hammering home that like button. Let's get to 1,000 people strong on week 2 here in college football. You guys are incredible. Really appreciate y'all tuning in and showing your love and support. Now, trap game, you're nervous. Byron Brown looked great 2 years ago. He threw for 3,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I got it. Kick and ball. Kick and sling it. This USF team looked like they're flying around the football field on Saturday defensively. They got speed. No question about it. Do they have the size to match up with the Florida Gators? Absolutely not. In the first quarter, if you really take a look at this game, the lines on both sides of the ball were not fantastic, USF included. USF's offensive line struggled. The feet from Byron Brown allowed for them to really excel. And then eventually, the Boise State's defensive line got gassed, just as any defensive line would, by having to chase this man around. What I also love was this past weekend that this LIU team tried to run a lot of QB option. Whether they had 2 quarterbacks out there, they were trying to do the tosses here, tosses there, play action, etc. They did not throw the ball as much as I would have liked to see. I wanted to see our cornerbacks tested a whole lot more, and that'll be something that will be more, in my opinion, to keep an eye on. Another big reason why I'm excited and feel 100% confident going into this weekend is when we did the film breakdown with Stephen Harris on Monday. If you haven't seen it, we clipped it up by itself. Go check it out. And you see the discipline on the edges. This is something we've lacked the last couple of years because they're playing me ball. And so when the edges blow up the edge like you think an edge should do, it honestly hurts our defense because you're blowing in from the side, which is allowing any quarterback now in college football that has 2 sets of leg to blow right past you. And we did not have the linebacker talent as we do now to make up for those errors. Not that we need it, because the discipline that Tyreek Sapp, George Gum both have, the selfless mindset of I'm not chasing a sack number or a sack record. This also speaks to why Nick Del Toro didn't think that Sapp would have the sack record, but that Gums would. Because also what we saw when we broke down the film is at one point when it was 3rd and 14, right? Who do we see across the line? We saw George Gums, Tyreek Sapp, Cameron James, and Jaden Woods. What is that, Sheldon? That's 4 edge rushers coming down your throat, Big Papa, okay? That's what that is. That's speed, that's size, and that's nice to meet you, big fella. Not to mention you got Jaden Robbins and Miles Graham out there. There is speed beyond speed on this defense, not to mention size and fierceness that I believe is going to steamroll this USF team. Now, I do believe that Byron Brown has the ability to pop off, make big plays. The kid's got talent. There's no question. They're going to score. How many? We'll get to that. Offensively, I know there were some concerns with the pass blocking and all those great things. The second half, there was adjustments made. This thing was running like an absolute engine. Jaden Ball was average at 11.9 a carry. They are going to run the ball. They are going to do what they do best and continue to run this ball and destroy this USF defense. Boise State didn't have an answer. They couldn't run it. They couldn't throw it. They usually were averaging with Ashton Jeanty. They were getting about 180, 200 a clip. They were nowhere near that. They were relying all on their quarterback to throw for 48 times, which they've done in the past, but they had the complementary to the offensive game, which would wear out the other team. They didn't have that to work into their flow, to work in their motion. This was not a top 25 football team. Not taking anything away from USF. They played great. They looked great. All for that. This game is going to be 41-17, maybe 41-10. Okay? That's where I'm at with it. Again, USF is going to get theirs. They're going to score. They're going to have opportunities. I think they're going to have explosive plays. That's not a problem at all. I am overly confident in this team. The team that we have talked about, this team that we have watched all season long, what they rolled out on Saturday made me feel even more confident. I wasn't even concerned when I watched this game on Wednesday night. People were in panic mode. It made me. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. I got my little lineup here. I'm taking old Dak for the max discount to have more than half a touchdown. Saquon for my max discount to have more than half a touchdown. I'm taking Hurts and Pickens for more on their yards. Take a look. I got a 4-piece lineup here that I'm really excited about for Thursday Night Football. Going to be a great kickoff. Tell me if you want. I'm much better at Prize Picks. At least I think I am than at the other stuff. Prize Pick is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app today and use the code Hightop to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Hightop to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. You feel more comfortable because I was talking like it could be a little bit of a trap game. When I saw it and you watch the first quarter when these guys are as fresh as they could be, didn't look sharp. I think Florida's going to absolutely demoralize these guys. And again, seeing us on Saturday made me feel a whole lot better. That's my rant. You can take it from here, Dave, and then I'll probably have some more to add on because I'm just running out of gas.
You stole all my thunder, man. Because
I'm hot, baby. I'm hot.
Well, I mean, like you look at that game. The defense, they forced 3 forced fumbles. They got, I think it was like 4 fourth down stops that game. So defensively, USF did pretty well against the Boise State offense. But I will also say that the Boise State offense looked anemic, and it looked like their quarterback sucked really bad. So, and they definitely don't have Ashton Giante to carry that team anymore. So I knew it was going to be a different Boise State team that they played. I don't think Boise State's a top 25 team to begin with, but I will still give USF credit for knocking them off, being in the top 25. But I think, my score prediction is probably somewhere around yours because I said it earlier. It was like more like 45-10, 45-7, something like that. I mean, like, dude, look, this team has so much talent. There should be no excuse that we go in there and we sit there and struggle against a team like USF. Like, we shouldn't. We have too much talent. We recruited very well. And for me, I'm not scared of this game. Now, if we go in there and then USF just beats us to death and look, we lose that game, then there's a coaching problem somewhere because there's way too much talent on this team to even struggle against somebody like. Now, I will say they do a lot of these trick plays, fake punts, stuff like that. You can't get thrown off by that. So maybe they get a score or two off of something like that. And that's a good thing for the defense to work on too, to be tested with also. But as far as this up-tempo, fast-paced offense, I think they might give Florida problems a little bit somewhere defensively and with the trick plays, but there's no way, shape, or form that a team like this with this kind of roster that's all healthy, nobody's hurt, for them to lose this bad to USF or even have them score past 20 points. Like, I'm going a big win, like 45-10, 45-7, somewhere in there.
I think the up-tempo plays into our hand. I like when teams try to play that. I think we rotate very well. I think we keep our guys fresh, and I think the depth that we have and the speed with the depth is going to be something special. And again, I see people saying it could be a shutout. I think that this defense has it. Look, it's football. Anything can happen. I think that Byron Brown is special enough to where he's going to make plays like that. I'm not going to take that away from him. These guys got a pulse. I think Alex Golesh is a great coach. I think they're going to dial in some great things. That first drive, those scripted things will tell you a lot very, very quickly. And I think that's when Billy is in his best, when he's in his bag. And I think that he showed last week that he has gotten better at adjusting to things as well, too. That's what I'm excited about. Again, I had check marks for me where I wanted things to be after LIU. I didn't care about a score. I told you that because scoring doesn't tell you the entire story. I wasn't too worried about stats. I wasn't going to get caught up on all those. They tell part of the story. I understand all those things. But it was going to be the discipline, the cleanliness of the football game. And that's where things really were phenomenal in my eyes because you're taking this game seriously. And this is what I said. I go, you have to start your championship road now. How are you going to approach this game? Sapp and these boys are going deep into not deep, but early into the third quarter, just ready to eat. Mm-hmm. They wanted to eat. And here's the best thing about it, man. When I went back and watched, they were rotating guys out early on the ones. I mean, the ones weren't playing full force not nearly the entire game, and you couldn't tell. You didn't know because of how sharp things looked. Secondary, the line, everything was being rotated constantly. And don't forget, we had LJ McCray was out. Lyons, I think, only played like a snap or two because he didn't even hit the snap count minimum.
Yeah.
Caleb Banks was out. I mean, the defense, half the damn defense was out. So it's
Jamari Lyons didn't play.
Yeah, like I said, I think he played. I saw him play, but I think it was maybe a snap or two. Look, this
wasn't a lot.
I'm not concerned at all for this game. If it's a close, I'm going to be very upset. To be quite honest with you, look, I'm gonna eat my words here. I don't think that I know that we won't. And look, this can be a great test. Can throw a lot at us. LSU's offense. You go back and watch that game. They dialed up some nasty things. So if we can't handle this game and what they throw at us, We got bigger fish to fry, boys and girls. This game, it's not a game to overlook. It's not a game to be lazy about. And this team's not going to be. They showed me that last week. We, the fans, may think it's a trap game. This is where I think Billy thrives on the culture aspect of focusing on the big ones. I understand you're going to say, well, Shoney's choked some away. I think he has especially gotten his head at times, but having the guys ready, this team is at as pure as that it's been. And again, I think defensively, it's clicking at a cylinder that I don't even think we truly grasp just yet. We go back and I said, look, man, it felt like the Muschamp era on Saturday a little bit because how good the defense was, and I think it could be a little bit better. To be quite honest with you, I think the talent of this team is incredible, incredible.
Yeah, this game isn't going to be the same it was 3 years ago. I mean, like it just can't be. I mean, like I think what will happen is maybe in the first quarter you'll see maybe US or USF. I was about to say UCF. USF give maybe they'll give Florida fits a little bit in some sort of aspects, but I think around like that second quarter, Florida's going to start imposing their will, and I think they're just going to run away with the game. Like that's how I think as a fan, and it should be. Like that's exactly what it should be with what we have and all that. I will not take anything else. I'm not making any more excuses. This is year 4. We've got a ton of talent. We should be able to go in there and steamroll this team and get the hell out of there.
Let me do something real quick. I want to just play the game here for a minute. Okay. People are saying I'm worried about the Billy's play calling. Okay. Billy's gonna put on Billy's worst day. He'll put up 25, 20. Worst. I mean, I'm talking just atrocious play calling. And if it's got to complement with a good defense. But if it's bad, I'm going to say 25. If it's just bad, okay? So let's just say, if you're so concerned about his play calling, let's just give Florida. We'll give him 21. Every score prediction we just gave you, USF's not putting up 21. So even if you're worried about Billy's play calling, even in his worst, he's gonna give you 21. He's going to give you 21 in his worst. I'm playing into your hand right now, okay? Because I think I'm being over the top with that. Because I've argued this play calling thing, but I see it constantly. Like as he's get up, his play calling, it has its areas where I'm concerned. Go look at any game this past week. There was question marks across the board. But I'll play your game. Worst case scenario, 21 points. It's not the cover. We're still going to be pissed off. But I'm telling you, this team is where Billy wants it to be. The team last year that you saw why it went on the run that it did was defensively. Wasn't the offense. It was the defense. Like, look at the scores. 27-16, 24-17, 31-11, 33-8. That's the difference. They held LSU to 16 with Garrett Nussmeier. They had Ole Miss with Jackson Dart, one of the most firepower offenses in the league last year, to 17 points. That's my point. And so I'm giving USF 17 already. I'm being generous. I'm being generous here.
Yeah, I think the only way USF scores over 17 is if there's some major turnover action, like DJ has a bad game, somebody fumbles to toss up the ball, or they can't hold on to it, something like that. In which USF's been good in turning over the football. Like statistically, ever since Golish has been there, they've been good at getting turnovers and causing forced fumbles. If that happens, maybe they do score over 20. But I'm going to say this, that like I don't know. Like I can't sit here and make excuses for a team that returned all their offensive linemen, all their defensive linemen, recruited very well at wide receiver, and even got the tight ends going. Now, I just can't, like, against a team like that, no, I can't defend it. Sorry. Just not me.
Yeah. Look, I know we're sick of hearing about it, but I mean, and I think that's my fault too. By the way,
I had to see Doug Nussmeier's play calling. Billy's play calling isn't as bad as his. So,
who? Bad as who?
Doug Nussmeier's play calling.
Oh,
this thing's lagging a lot.
Yeah, I'm good. And yeah, I'm not concerned at all, boys. I liked what I saw. Look, I know it's still early, got a long way to go. And but to Saturday, 4:30. Look, I'm not gonna front. Come 4:20. I'm gonna have butterflies. I'm gonna be a little bit nervous. All right, that's game day, baby.
If we lose, just like all the time, this thing's getting clipped.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't hide from nobody. Y'all, like, people try to call me out on my comments, like my shit's recorded. Y'all don't think that I know? I know. I know what's up. We got a super chat here. Florida versus Florida in the Natty. I like it, Ben. $2. I mean, listen, I see no lies here.